What's up, YouTube? How you doing? This is Mikos, Mitchell, and I forgot to mention to you in my last video. So today is Friday, November 22nd, 2019. I forgot to mention to you in my last video that, yeah, I used to watch the Friday movies, and Boomerang, John Witherspoon has passed away at the age of 77. So this is really old news, but he passed away on October 29th, 2019, at the age of 77 at his home in Los Angeles, California. And he was an awesome comedian. And and John Witherspoon started off at the show. He started off at Richard Pryor's show back in the late 70s. And he was there with Paul Mooney and Richard Pryor and Robin Williams. And then he did some shows with Hollywood Shuffle back in 1987 and I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. But in Hollywood Shuffle, his favorite lines were, "Hoe cakes, yeah, I want some hoe cakes. Hoes got to eat too." That was my favorite line. And then he did Boomerang, "You got to coordinate. Yeah. So bang, 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 bang. I whip pussy. Bang, 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 bang." Mr. John Witherspoon. And my other favorite movie of his were from the House Party. "Yeah, you got public enema. I paid $15,000 for the house. Public enema, you keep that goddamn notice down." And then, but my favorite movie of John Witherspoon, this is how he really got famous. They really put him on the map, was on Friday. Next Friday, Friday after next, the Friday franchise. Yep. And his lines were, every time I'm in the kitchen, you're in the kitchen. You're eating the goddamn refrigerator. Eating up all the food. And then nobody go in the bathroom. Don't nobody go in the bathroom for another 35, 45 minutes. And then I love his song too. "Don't nobody go to the bathroom. Please don't go to the bathroom. Don't nobody go to the bathroom for the next 35, 45 minutes. And I'm going to quote Mr. John Witherspoon. "Hey, how you doing? This is John Witherspoon, and I'm cooking for poor people. When you're hungry and food tastes so good." And his last YouTube video were Poor Man's Gumbo. Yeah, don't be afraid to use old grease. And don't tell nobody what I'll be drinking out that pickle jar. And I'll be drinking me some Bad Dog 2020. MD 2020, which I did my research. MD 2020 is a alcoholic drink, is a wine. Yeah, it's named after Morgan David. I did some research, but a lot of people call it Bad Dog 2020, but it's really stand for Morgan David, the name of the wine, the person that made the wine and stuff. And then when I used to live in Davenport, Iowa, the Quad Cities, years ago, I used to drink Mad Dog 2020 with my mother. And I used to do all that good shit. And of course, Mr. John Witherspoon, also known as Pops, also known as Granddad from the Boondocks, loved chitlins and pig feet. And John Witherspoon was funny, and I got to watch the YouTube videos about his funeral. And I personally paid tribute to John Witherspoon in the plays The Diary of Mikos, Mitchell. He died 2 days before Halloween. In October 31st, 2019, the kids were going trick-or-treating. And Chicago had 3.1 inches of snow, the snowiest Halloween ever. They even broke the record. It snowed on Halloween back in 1993 and 2014. So, and of course, Davenport, Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Iowa also had snow on Halloween. So they were heading trick-or-treating. They was passing out Halloween candy on Halloween. And of course, I went to physical therapy for my plantar fasciitis. Yeah, I suffer from that. John Witherspoon will be missed as people spoke to him at his funeral. Yeah, it was Ice Cube. They were expected the last Friday movie to be released in 2020. I don't know how that goes. The film was in pre-production, and Sean Wayne spoke at his funeral. It was Cedric the Entertainer, Bill Bellamy, and Marlon couldn't make it to the funeral because of his work schedule in New York, and he was like devastated on the passing of John Witherspoon Pops. But of course, Sean Wayne's, I had nothing bad to say about Mr. John Witherspoon except for Paul Mooney. I love pancakes. I love me some pancakes too. I'm Paul Mooney. And I can do an impression of John Witherspoon. Hey! I'm cooking for poor people. So, I'm cooking me some fried chicken and some chitlins. Cooking me some good old chitlins too. And give me some hot water cornbread and some pig feet and neck bones. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, yum. And John Witherspoon made me laugh. He's going to say, I'm going to be drinking me some Mad Dog 2020. Don't tell me what I'm drinking from that pickle jar. Don't nobody go in the bathroom for the next 45 minutes. You got the Courtney. Bang, 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 bang. He will be missed, John Witherspoon. I got to make me some paper. I'm making money. I'm going to be making paper. And then his last interview was with J.D. Witherspoon, his son. And they talked about, like, he was so busy. He worked on many projects. He was going to bring back Boondocks, the reboot of Boondocks in the last Friday movie. And what I liked about John Witherspoon, he talked about he was born in Detroit, Michigan, raised, and he started off being the fashion model in New York City. Then moved back to Detroit, then drove the 1965 Mustang to Las Vegas. He stayed there for like 6 months. He would pay his rent 6 months ahead of time. John Witherspoon was broke. And then after 6 months, he put that dollar in that slot machine, won $7,000, $7,500. That paper felt thick. I watched the YouTube videos on John Witherspoon. Came back and drove through that island and came to Los Angeles, California. After spending 6 or 7 months in Las Vegas. And he was like, kind of like a bodyguard. He was like a bodyguard for the Comedy Store, and then he got his start in Richard Pryor's show back in 1977. John Witherspoon would be missed. I missed the man. I wish I would have known John Witherspoon, but he was like my father. He was like my father to me. He kind of reminded me of my mother, and he kind of reminded me of Floyd Bizarre. Yeah, he died back in 2013. He died 4 months. No, he died in January 2013. I grew up with my mom and Floyd Bizarre in Summit, Argo, Illinois. It's just in case you don't know what Summit or Argo, Illinois is at. It's by Chicago. It's a suburb of Chicago, and I went to Argo Community High School, class 2002. I was involved in WARG, the only high school radio station at the time. And then I used to live on 63rd Place. I used to live in the projects, 7415 West 63rd Place. Now it's called Summit Senior Housing. My earliest memories were living in the penthouse, 7400 West 64th Street. Now it's a parking lot. They tore that penthouse down because of drug dealers. People were selling drugs and dealing dope. Now they turned it to a parking lot. Our community high school owns it. And a lot of people used to work at Corn Products, or still does. But John Witherspoon reminded me of Floyd Bizarre. He was funny as hell. Remind me of my mother, my late mom, Lisa Johnson. They call it Mother Love. Mother Love be drinking that 40 ounce, drinking that Mad Dog 2020, that shit. I drunk Mad Dog 2020 when I lived in Davenport, Iowa. Especially when I lived on 413 East 9th Street. Davenport, Quad Cities, when I had lots of fun living at my old apartment, 529 East 7th Street. 529 East 7th Street, Davenport, Iowa. That's when I met my mom. No, that's when I last saw my mother alive. And she got to meet my ex-girlfriend, Heather Carlson, May 13th. No, it's May 13th, 2011. It was on a Friday. And I was coming from the University of Iowa dorm to Davenport, Iowa. I stored my stuff in my mom's garage. And that's the last time I saw my mother alive. And I had that flip phone. And she got to meet Leroy Maddox, Heather Carlson's stepdad. She got to meet Laura Maddox, her mom. She got to meet my ex-girlfriend, Heather Carlson herself. But John Witherspoon reminded me of my mom and Floyd. And Floyd died of a heart attack January 2013, just like John Witherspoon. They did autopsies on Pops. Yeah, he had a heart failure. He died of cardiovascular disease. He died of a massive heart attack at the age of 77. I'm going to miss you, John, or Pops, or to the younger generation, Granddad. I can just keep watching the Fridays. And Friday after next, and next Friday I can keep watching the Boomerang, the Wayans Brothers. I can even watch the Tracy Morgan Show, the Soul Plane. Like he were perverted in Soul Train. He was saying bang, bang, bang. I whip pussy, you must be pussy whipped. But you will be missed, John. Rest in peace. And you making my mom and my father laugh in heaven. You making Floyd Bizarre laugh in heaven. You're making all the angels laugh in God. Rest in peace, Mr. John Witherspoon. You'll be missed. And I paid tribute to him by writing a play based off of Friday and Boomerang and Hollywood Shuffle. Don't forget to comment down below. Yeah, and as Annie LeBlanc and her sister Haley LeBlanc said in Bertaley, yeah, they asked the question. I forgot what it's called. What is the question of the day? Yeah, my name is Mikos Mitchell, aka DJ 2 Bad Meek. Peace out.